Hi everyone, this is Celia here. She's very kindly agreed to do a little kind of testimonial and give some feedback after having done the 16-week transformation over here. I just want to start off by asking, what was the situation like before we got started?
When I actually kind of came across Dylan, I was really needing support and I was floundering.
How so? What was it specifically that you felt like you needed support with?
For me, perimenopause has been a very, very challenging situation, and which really brought about the recognition of possible ADHD. Did actually look to go down getting it formally diagnosed. However, up in Scotland, it's something that you can't actually get through our health service, and did look to go privately, and that was going to be £1,800. So I was then actually looking at getting assistance to be able to actually put things in place to be try to cope with it. It was affecting me personally and also within my working career. And I just knew I had to actually take action.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So yeah, so to give anyone context, so we address both the health and fitness goals as well as managing ADHD holistically through the four health pillars. So yeah, what we've heard a lot is people who've entered kind of that menopause stage, ADHD symptoms feel a lot more exacerbated. So that's what you was experiencing, right? And then in terms of the fitness goals, what was it you were struggling with?
I have been into my training since I was in my early 20s, and coming back into it, I just kind of felt that I kind of didn't have a structure that was then actually affecting my anxiety with going into the gym. So I kind of felt like I was playing at it, and with the elements that you were offering, it was addressing that as well. And obviously, being female, weight loss is always there on the agenda as well.
Do you know how much you've lost in the 16 weeks?
I have lost, I think, to date about 2 stone.
How do you feel about, I guess, that part of the transformation?
It was bizarre, I think, for me because the weight loss was not kind of top of my agenda. However, I am getting into clothes that I've never been able to actually get into.
Okay, nice. So you mentioned the kind of weight loss side of things, the physical side of things wasn't the number one priority. So for you, the number one priority, give us a little bit more context around that and what was like. You said you were struggling a little bit kind of personally and also in work. Can you give us a little bit more context there?
I think to actually try and kind of explain it was I kind of felt like I was in the dark. I was very unhappy in my life. I just kind of felt, and I think I possibly said to you at the start, I kind of felt like I was existing other than living. I had a job that I worked very hard to actually kind of get to. And I just actually didn't feel like I was doing it justice. So I wanted to actually kind of ensure that I had a strategy in place, and also I wanted my life back. I wanted to remember what it felt like to be happy.
Gotcha. Okay. And how exactly did you come about Optimal Wealth in us?
It was the type of thing you're doing, doom scrolling, and found it on Facebook. Thought, oh, that okay, that resonates with me.
So one of the ads, right? It was like you wasn't following us originally.
No, no, wasn't following you. Hadn't heard of you or the company prior.
Okay, cool. So thoughts going through the process, you kind of just basically resonate with the message that was obviously in the video, and then when we spoke again, there was a good kind of connection there.
Yes,
But what were your doubts and fears once you were kind of going through the process?
I think it's the type of thing whereby when you're committing to something like that, for both financially but also actually kind of personally for me, is a fear of failure. I was kind of in such a kind of vulnerable place that I was scared of it not working out for me. And obviously, actually, kind of making that commitment. And as I say, I think I just needed something to work.
I remember you feeling quite apprehensive about the process. Well, just kind of taking that leap of faith.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, if I was to ask kind of what made you say yes anyway, even though you were feeling like that.
Trust is an issue for me, probably just through experiences I've had in my life, both personal but also actually kind of career wise. And I'm the type of person that there's no middle ground for me. I'm either all in or not. But there's also, for me, it was a connection. And when I spoke to you on the phone, I just thought, yeah, I can see me working with this person. And I think it was that for me. It really was actually kind of down to yourself initially. Was I felt that connection,
Awesome. Okay.
and that's hard for me.
And so tell us, where are we at now?
Where do I begin? Probably to summarise it, it's a phrase I feel myself using quite a lot, is I've got Celia back. And I'm talking, I've never felt this good for 10, 15 years. Career wise, I've got myself back on track. And my colleagues, my manager are all actually kind of commenting on it. I've kind of got a bounce in my step back. I actually stop myself every now and again and think, what's that strange feeling? And it's called being happy. I really just cannot believe, and I am generally kind of dubious where I'm at now, given the 4 months. Both my weight training is back on track, and I've just got things in place with the help, obviously, of the actual kind of program. I've lost the weight, which is actually a bonus. I have faced fears and, as Dylan knows, pushed back quite strongly. Um, quite a lot. But it's just been such an amazing experience. I just kind of feel like I have an air of confidence about me that I had lost. There's just very very kind of subtle things that I actually kind of notice about myself, fears that I've been kind of challenged to face. It's very liberating where I am at the moment. Very very liberating. I'm just so pleased that I actually came across yourself on Facebook, because I never ever would have believed I would have got to where I'm at now.
Beautiful. Amazing. And so, what would you tell someone who's kind of watching this right now and is unsure about taking the next steps?
I would say that obviously people don't know me, but I am a very cautious person generally, and through the kind of role I do in my career, because I work with a lot of businesses, and that actually kind of comes into it as well. I would say for me to get to where I am, if you do want to actually kind of make a change in your life as to your kind of mental kind of attitude, your physical appearance, and basically just actually kind of get a structure and be able to manage if ADHD or any other kind of neurodiversion, to actually do it. I just can't really do Dylan justice as to the difference that it's made to my life.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And just to give people a little bit more context as well in terms of the physical transformation, I've got here your measurement, your waist measurement kind of numbers. So when we started, it was 93 centimeters. And then the most recent one, which was on the 5th of December, today's the 17th of December, it was 81 centimeters. So that was 12 centimeters down from that kind of time span there. It's probably a little bit further in now, right?
Yeah, I've got a waist back.
Let's go. Beautiful. How do you feel? How does that, I guess make you feel good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, as I say, I think weight-wise, obviously, a woman will know, kind of, going through any stage of the menopause is very, very challenging. And I just kind of felt that I, I wasn't getting anywhere, and so I was just wasn't bothering. And I think actually kind of having a plan through all of the elements that you actually cover has just been super helpful for me to be able to actually get into a routine and then obviously see the results.
Hmm, for sure. Awesome. Well, look, again, thank you so much for agreeing to, share your experience. Um, I really appreciate it.
Nope, no problem. As I say, give it a go and you will not be disappointed.